It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, today is one of those days. We are back to talk about more of this Erika Girardi, Erika Jayne, whatever you want to call her, even Erika Chahoy drama. But before we do, you know how this works. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss anything we have coming up. And yeah, I guess we should just jump right in. Guys, so it turns out that Erika Jayne has launched a whole line of Pretty Mess products. Interesting enough, guys, you know, this whole time, Erika and her husband are going through a lot of alleged embezzling cases, fraud cases, allegedly, and so much more, where there were plane crash victims who are now suing for millions of dollars worth of money that they never actually received. Now, this case just keeps getting dirtier and dirtier, only on the fact that their assets have been closed. Erika has now brought in a high-powered judge in California into the case where she could be potentially facing criminal charges at this point, and so on and so forth. But back to her Pretty Mess products. As of yesterday, January 4th, Erika now has 6 items available for her Pretty Mess line. Okay, she has 4 shirts available, whether it has the Pretty Mess logo, DSL on it, or graffiti, a hoodie, and even a robe. What's interesting, though, is she said how the robe and the hoodie are already sold out. A lot of people went on and said this is the same tactic that Lisa Rinna allegedly used and that the Kardashians allegedly used, where, hey, there's so much, you know, outreach and outpour. We just launched the site. We didn't anticipate, you know, you guys wanting to buy so much of our merch, so we underbought. Why would somebody do that? Well, let me explain pretty much. If you have a site and you have 6 items available and you put 2 of them as sold out, all of a sudden it looks like the demand is through the roof. So it would push you to want to buy more products, right? So if now all of a sudden only 4 products are available, you're going to think in your head, hey, I got to buy these right now, especially because everything else is selling out. When really, if they just launched the merch a day ago, did it really sell out that fast? Are there that many people who are really this excited to support Erika, especially with everything that's going on right now with her alleged fraud cases? And I mean, it's a lot. There are a lot of people right now who are calling for Erika Girardi to be fired, let go, released from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And you can't necessarily question why. We know why they're wanting her to be fired. But what we have to do now at this point is, I guess, our due diligence and figure out, was Erika even in on any of the alleged embezzling or fraud that was going on? Was Erika a well-known part of it? Did she know anything that was happening? Or was her husband just using her name as a secretary and various other positions on these businesses? And that was the case. So you can't just, again, innocent until proven guilty. And I know you guys are going to rip my head off for that, but you can't just immediately want to attack somebody when there are a lot of layers to this story. Now, Erika's t-shirts retail from about $25 to $35, and people are asking, why now? Why would you want to launch these Pretty Mess label products and all of a sudden? But the point is, Erika has to support herself. At this point, she is now completely living in a different place than her soon-to-be ex-husband. The judge has apparently frozen their assets, and she could potentially eventually be fired from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. At the end of the day, I always say this when it comes to any of the women who are part of these franchises of the Real Housewives. Bravo is a business. So if you go out and you start partaking in some of these situational things that are happening, whether it's alleged fraud, embezzling, I mean, Teresa Giudice got away with it. Those weren't the circumstances, but Teresa Giudice did spend time in jail and her husband did get deported and they brought her back on the show. But for Erika, it seems like there are a lot of fans who aren't happy with this. And a lot of fans don't want to watch her living this lavish lifestyle on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, where she claims to spend about $40,000 to $50,000 a month on glam, knowing that she could be potentially spending these plane crash victims' families' money. And that's what stirs up the families, and that's what's stirring up the viewers and wanting them to call for her release from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, guys, remember, again, Erika is trying to support herself through all of this legal drama. She has had all of her assets frozen. That is a real situation. But what people are actually saying to Bravo is, how can you condone this sort of behavior? Bravo, Andy Cohen, you should do better. You need to do better. These aren't my words. That's what those are the tweets. Those are the comments. People are saying, we didn't forget you. You should be in federal prison for living this lifestyle on other people's money. I mean, that it's just plain and simple, on other people's money. Allegedly stolen money. I mean, the comments are getting as bad as just saying that, how are you guys supporting this woman who steals money from orphans and widows? They're harsh. The comments are harsh. So that's what I'm saying is, Bravo as a network, as a company and a business, they will have to eventually make the decision as to whether or not they can keep her around. And if right now all of her assets are frozen and she's selling $25 to $35 shirts with the old trick of, I mean, it could not be a trick. Maybe her hoodies, and maybe she does have 2 items that are sold out. But if that's her new income, I can tell you that's not going to support a $40,000 a month glam squad, for sure. Interesting enough, if you look at the comments and you go back and you see how everyone is reacting to all of this legal drama that Erika and her husband are facing, they want full transparency. They're saying, pretty much in the words of Lisa Rinna, because it's very on brand for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills franchise, own it. You have to own it. So if it's expensive to be you and now it's not as expensive to be you, let's talk about it. Especially because they demanded full transparency from Denise Richards amid the Brandi Glanville scandal. When Brandi Glanville came in and said that she had an alleged hookup with Denise Richards, everyone wanted her to come forward and share her receipts or talk about it. They demanded, hey, you signed up for this reality show. This is your life. You need to talk about it. Or why else are you getting paid to be here? Now, for Erika, she did say that this will be on the show, or at least Lisa Rinna did say that she's going to have to step up and talk about it. And there have been little hints here and there. They talked about how Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this past season had the best ratings and even surpassed Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Erika commented on and says, I have a hunch that next season the ratings are going to be even better. This is where I like to go to you guys and ask, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you feel like Erika should be let go from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Is Bravo going to be pressured in letting her go? Or do you think that they'll have her come on and show us the kind of journey that she goes through amidst all of the legal drama? Now, I know a lot of people aren't so excited about this current season of the Real Housewives of Orange County, but there is one new housewife, Elizabeth Lynn Vargas, who is constantly coming on and talking about, I have legal drama. I'm rich. I can't talk about it because it's legal drama. So I can't really tell you guys anything, but this is what I can tell you, which is nothing. So none of us know why she's there. For Erika Jayne, Erika Girardi, Erika Chahoy, whatever you want to call her, she can definitely come on the new season and showcase her life and what it is like now as she navigates the separation. And that might bag or be enough to bag the viewers. But a lot of people are going to want to know about the legal drama. And if she sits there in the very stoic way that we know her to kind of be, and she sits there as the ice queen that sits up and looks at everybody like, I don't have to answer you. And she has a very intimidating aura about her, and that's not a diss, but she's a powerful woman, or looks like a powerful woman, or even carries herself as a powerful woman. So sometimes people get intimidated by that. Again, don't attack me, I'm the messenger. But if she does carry herself this way and says it's legal, don't ask me about it, fans are going to be very peeved. They're going to be upset. Interestingly enough, though, Andy Cohen was asked which housewives he has spoken to recently, and he put a screenshot of Erika Jayne and also Ramona Singer. So maybe there's some chatter off to the side as to what is and what's not appropriate and what the network's next move might actually be. There's a lot of hard decisions to be made here. And what we do know for the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is that if Erika is still going to keep her full-time diamond, there's so much chatter all over social media. She will have to answer for all of it. And Lisa Rinna is probably going to hold her accountable. Even though that they're best friends, she will hold her accountable. What we also know aside from that, though, is that Kathy Hilton will be joining the cast, adding some more sister dynamic, which is part of the reason we loved the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in the very beginning. Kyle Richards and her sister Kim, they were just kind of like that sisterly disaster that we were all rooting for. But Kathy Hilton is kind of way up here. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out with her now joining the crew. And also her friend is going to be joining, Crystal. And we'll have to see how that works. Especially Garcelle joining the women cautiously, because even though she's a part of the talk show The Real, she watched last season as they tried to eviscerate Denise Richards on this Brandi Glanville scandal. So she's not going to come in with her guard down by any means. So with that being said, I feel like the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will definitely be one to watch. We have to keep our eyes open, eyes pierced, and see what happens. All right, guys. Well, that's it. If you haven't already, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this Erika drama. Do you think Erika will keep her job? Keep me posted. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. And aside from that, I appreciate you guys. Please like this video. It helps us tremendously. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and Happy New Year, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.